And so kind of became my specialty and my niche and whatnot. If y'all give me just a second, I want to make sure that we are streaming on YouTube. I did have a technical difficulty this morning, so give me just 1 second and let me make sure that it is going through. And it is. Perfect. Well, just to kind of start off, as I was saying, most of what I help automate is for membership and community network organizations, and I help automate events for those companies. So if you are managing some kind of membership community or organization and you're wanting to do more events or increase your event capacity, I can help you do that, whether it's in person or virtual. Or if you run an events company, you do solely events, but you have a lot of engagement, you're wanting to kind of make a membership model out of it, I can help you transform and go that direction. And so those are kind of the two main areas I work with. One of the first things I ask when people ask me, they'll say, what can you automate for event companies? And it depends on a couple of different things. If you have more demand than you have capacity, you have a bunch of people wanting to come to your events, but you're not able to serve them because you just don't have the capacity to handle that many events. That's definitely something that we can help with. That's kind of our bread and butter of we can help you do more events with the same amount of resources and do it very efficiently and professionally. Now, the other spectrum is maybe you have the capacity to do events, you have the structure, the framework, but you don't have a lot of community engagement. A lot of people come to your events, but they don't show up again. They're not kind of repeating customers and clients and whatnot. And in those instances, we can help you streamline and automate your community engagement and streamline and automate kind of your marketing, your media, and that sort of thing to really kind of help out your company. And then the third thing is, let's say you have a bunch of capacity and you have a bunch of demand and you're doing a bunch of events, or at least you want to, but you don't have the revenue because you don't have sponsors. A lot of event companies are really good at putting on events. It's their specialty. They're good at connecting people, getting people together, but they're not always the best at data. And data can be really complex, especially when it's coming to analyzing people and holding a database of your attendees and statistics and data on your events and who goes and that sort of thing. And so in those instances, we automate your data and your reporting system so you can actually convey in a concrete manner to potential sponsors that, hey, this is why it's valuable to be a sponsor for our events. This is where we really provide, access to certain individuals that other companies don't provide access to, or can really get your foot in the door with these types of people, etc. Or whatever the purpose is for your sponsorship, we can really help you quantify that in a concrete manner. And so those are kind of the main areas that we really automate for events. And so the next thing I was going to kind of go over is we do have some questions today when it comes to automating events. And so give me just a second. I'm going to get this pulled open. Okay. Typically I have it pulled up first thing, but today I forgot. Almost there. There we go. Okay. Where should event organizers start when thinking about automation? This kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier, is I would look at where do you need to automate? You don't need to automate everything. You need to automate wherever you're struggling. If your team is burnt out and you're just not able to put on the quality of events that you want because there's so much demand and you're just trying to do so much, if you're kind of at that breaking point, then that's whenever I would start automating registration. I would automate sending invites. I would automate tracking and forecasting who's actually going to show up, automate RSVPs. A lot of, now this goes more on the engagement side, but building hype for your event, automating pre-event reminders and notifications to kind of get people excited about it, keep it on the top of their mind and whatnot. That way people don't forget about your event. I think those pre-event notifications can really go a long way. because a lot of times people will sign up and then it falls off their to-do list. They forget about it, especially if they sign up early. And we have a post coming about this soon. If they sign up really, really early, the probability that they're going to forget about it when the time comes is really high. So if you're trying to get more people to your event, and this wasn't really going with the what I was saying originally, but if you want to get more people to your event, you definitely want those event reminders, and also helping get people to the location. If it's a unique location that's maybe hard to get to or you have to travel to, I like to have like an AI WhatsApp chatbot where you can say, "Hey, I'm here for X event. Where do I go?" And it'll just say, "Go to X floor and go to this door," or whatnot, depending on where it is. If it's in kind of a weird location, you can have that. Definitely WhatsApp AI chatbots are really, really, really good. Um, so yeah, I mean, there's all sorts of stuff you can do. I'm just trying to throw out some ideas out there. Um, and then the other thing is, I think post-event notifications of saying thank you and kind of giving a recap, making sure everyone has contact information for people that were at the event so they can reach out if they need to, and that sort of thing can really go a long way and get people thinking about it afterwards. You want people talking about your event, kind of spreading that word of mouth. A lot of events can occur via word of mouth, so definitely that sort of thing. Which part of event planning, which parts of event planning are easiest and hardest to automate? That's a good question. A really good question. I'd say if you're wanting to do something where you're matching up people with other people using AI and kind of analyzing their statistics and data and whatnot, it gets really complex and it ends up being a really involved conversation, but it's extremely, extremely valuable. And so if you can really pull that off, then it is a really good tool. But definitely that's probably one of the more challenging ones to automate. Um, how can tools like Airtable or Zapier replace messy Google Sheets systems? I would watch my video on the difference between 2D versus 3D data. This is especially important if you're wanting to get better reporting for sponsorships and whatnot. Look at my video on 2D and 3D data, and it will explain the value of having three-dimensional data as opposed to something two-dimensional in Google Sheets. You're able to, number one, have a lot less redundant data entry, and so it can save you a ton of time. You're able to have more accurate data, so less mistakes, and you're able to have better reporting, which means you can more easily pull data to build lists and get revenue, etc. So those are just kind of some of the different instances. But let me see if there's anything else. What's one small automation every team could set up this week to save hours? I'm not sure of one that you would be able to set up on your own, but the first thing I would do is get your intake, your registration, and send out event reminders saying, "We're looking forward to you coming to this event. Don't forget to think about what you want to talk about," or something like that. Definitely those pre-event reminders is definitely a really good tool. And I don't want to say that would save you hours. It's just one of the most effective ones out there, is what I would say. But yeah, so today's going to be a little bit of a short episode. That's really all we have for today. But if you need any help with automating your events business, definitely reach out. You can contact us via our website, univium.com, and we are happy to help. Thank you very much, and take care.